AI technology has taken the world by storm. Every social media outlet out there is talking about things like Stable Diffusion or Midjourney. Every big company nowadays is dipping their toes into the AI scene, and it is practically all you can hear about. But one piece of AI software has gotten so advanced and universally renowned that now every YouTuber that uses it gets hundreds of thousands of views. Employees are using it at their jobs, and schools are having to take measures to detect homework completed by this software. And as you may have already guessed, it's none other but ChatGPT. ChatGPT is an AI chatbot developed by OpenAI and launched in November of 2022. It garnered a lot of attention for having extensive knowledge on practically every topic out there, as well as giving out scarily accurate and detailed responses. And now, with its world-renowned status, OpenAI's value as of 2023 is over $29 billion. People have begun using it for practically everything, some even writing books with it and then selling them on Amazon. Like, why would you do that ever? And as you may have already guessed, it seeped its way into content creation as well. A lot of people began making videos with ChatGPT, for example, asking it for food recipes and then preparing them, or making videos coding entire games using just code from ChatGPT. And I, as a person who's been making gaming content on this platform for the better part of my life, decided to also try and get ChatGPT to help me out with a video. Lately, I've been doing a lot of content reviewing different games, and so I decided, why not challenge myself? So today, I will let ChatGPT choose any of the millions of games out there, and I will make a full review of it. So this is how I asked ChatGPT for a random game, then reviewed it. So the first thing I had to do was set up an account on ChatGPT to then ask it the easy and straightforward question. But problem here, I live in a shithole also known as Russia, where literally nothing fucking works. So I had to bother my best friend Swirl to do the questioning for me. He set up a ChatGPT account and then asked it, "Can you pretty please name a random game, please, with a cherry on top?" And now, close your eyes. Actually don't, please continue watching the video, and imagine this. There are millions of games out there. All sorts of them. Roguelike games, rhythm games, anything you could imagine, really. ChatGPT could make me review some vile shit if it wanted to. And out of these endless possibilities, it chose literally one of the most popular and most sold games of all time, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which has fucking hundreds of thousands of reviews made on it, some being by the biggest channels out there in the YouTube gaming industry. Well, you know what? We can make do with this. I can make this more creative than just a boring Breath of the Wild review. I can make it better, obviously using the power of ChatGPT. So I decided to ask ChatGPT to write a review of Breath of the Wild for me and then write my own review and pit the two reviews against each other in an epic battle of machine versus man. And then I will ask competent judges to review both of the reviews to see who wins, machine or a real professional YouTuber. 3, 2, 1, fight! I started my writing process with watching various pre-existing videos about Breath of the Wild and researching articles about it. While I was doing that, ChatGPT was already done. You goddamn robot bitch. I then made a bullet point plan for myself, trying to include every side of the game, technical and not. While I was doing that, ChatGPT was sipping tea. After that, it was a long and grueling process of trying to write a nice and detailed yet compact review about the game. And after a couple hours of work, I was done. ChatGPT was done in about 1 second, so it beats me in that department, but who cares, I'm still the better writer, right? Right. By the way, if you were curious, this is my camera woman. Die, whore. So now, with both reviews finalized, I can present both of them to you. And, of course, the judges, so we can see who really wins in this fight. You can leave your predictions in the comments down below, but now let's start with my review. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was released in 2017, developed and published by Nintendo, and it was released for the Switch and the Wii U. As a true continuation of the series, you're thrown into the game with practically no instructions, completely free to explore the world as you please and immerse yourself in the story of Breath of the Wild. On your journey, you will collect various items and gear, complete various tasks and quests, all on your way to complete the main story quest, which can be done non-linearly. Some people beat the final boss even with starter gear. The game features various mechanics and features that you're free to experience for yourself. Link can glide, swim, climb, and all of that is limited by your stamina bar, which would later be stolen by Genshin Impact. The game introduces systems like item durability, giving different physical properties to objects, or the Sheikah Slate, which gives you the ability to manipulate metal objects, create bombs, ice blocks, literally anything you please you can do with it. I bet if you try hard enough, you could even use that little piece of shit in bed with your girlfriend if you had one. The game follows a pretty basic for the series plot of Link do thing, Link beat up Ganon, Link save Hyrule. Nothing too interesting in that department, although Breath of the Wild does spice things up a bit. Like for example, returning to locations from Link's past and regaining his memories or whatever, freeing divine beasts of Ganon, all that good stuff, you know. There are also 2 DLCs released for the game, those being the Master Trials and the Champion's Ballad, acting as extra challenges and an expansion to the main story of the game. In conclusion, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is an amazing game, giving the player full control of their character's fate and the world around them, immersing them in an interesting story with many interesting and unique mechanics, with tons of stuff to do and many hours of entertainment. Mic drop. I'm not actually gonna drop this microphone, by the way. And now with my review out of the way, let's listen to ChatGPT's review and see how it compares.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a masterpiece of modern gaming, pushing the boundaries of what a video game can achieve. Developed by Nintendo, this game was released for the Nintendo Switch and Wii U in 2017 and quickly became one of the most popular games of all time. The game takes place in a vast open world, and the player takes on the role of Link, a hero tasked with saving the kingdom of Hyrule from the evil Calamity Game. The game features stunning graphics, a beautifully crafted world, and a mesmerizing soundtrack that will leave players feeling fully immersed in the game. What sets Breath of the Wild apart from other games in the Zelda franchise is its emphasis on exploration and player freedom. The game encourages players to explore every inch of the world, whether it's climbing a mountain or swimming across a lake, with almost no restrictions on where they can go. The game's physics engine allows for a variety of creative solutions to puzzles and challenges, making every player's experience unique. Combat in the game is also well designed, with a wide variety of weapons and strategies available to the player. Battles with bosses and mini-bosses are intense and require quick thinking and precise timing. One of the game's most impressive features is its attention to detail. Every aspect of the world, from the wildlife to the weather, feels carefully crafted and thought out. The game's story is also engaging and emotionally resonant, with memorable characters and plot twists that will keep players invested until the end. Overall, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is an incredible achievement in gaming and is a must-play for fans of the Zelda franchise and video games in general. It's a game that will leave players feeling inspired, challenged, and fully immersed in its world.
Now that you've heard both reviews, let's see what my absolutely qualified judges had to say. The first judge was my best friend Swirl, who said this, quote, "Your review is better because it doesn't feel as professional. Yeah, sometimes being professional helps, but in this context, a YouTube video, having some jokes thrown in and a bit of banter doesn't hurt whatsoever. It's funny and it does the job of explaining a game in an easy to understand manner." End quote. 0-1 in my favor. Second judge was Decrypt, a programmer and man who gave me way too much Discord Nitro. Hey, here's my take. I personally prefer the style of yours and think it's much more fitting for a YouTube video opposed to the one ChatGPT wrote. ChatGPT's is more like a blog post game review. However, I do think your script could use fixing up, shortening and fixing a word choice mainly. 0-2 in my favor. And the final judge was Shive, a professional Geometry Dash player, I guess? Yes!
Holy fuck!
I like ChatGPT's better. It reads like a professional review. Screw you, Shive. And the final outcome of my battle with a real artificial intelligence is 1-2 in my favor, which means I win! Hooray! The conclusion is, while an artificial intelligence may seem scarily smart and accurate, it can never have that human touch and feel. It can never have a soul or a personality. So in the end, no matter what, humanity will come out on top. I was your host, IGN Devi, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.